The Mindset Shift Presents, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. This book abstract is intended to provide just a glimpse of this wonderful book with the hope that you may like to read the original book at leisure and enjoy its real beauty. Introduction. This book introduces tools with which you can move from a place of pain, paralysis, and depression to one of power, energy, and excitement. Inability to overcome fear is not a psychological problem but an educational problem. With this education, you will treat fear as a fact of life rather than a barrier to success. Through this book you will learn. There is nothing like a mistake or a wrong decision. Letting go of negative programming. There is nothing like being conned. Acceptance of all circumstances in life. How to raise level of self-esteem. How to become more assertive. How to connect with the powerhouse within. How to create more love, trust, and satisfaction. How to deal with resistance. How to experience more enjoyment. How to make your dreams a reality. How to see yourself as having purpose and meaning. Chapter 1. What are you afraid of and why? First, it is important to understand that everyone is afraid, and it is normal. Second, acknowledging fear makes you feel more relaxed. Fear can be broken down into 3 levels. The first one is the surface story. It can be subdivided into those that happen and those that require action. Following is a list of this type. Level 1 fears, some examples. Those that happen. Aging. Becoming disabled. Retirement. Being alone. Children leaving home. Natural disasters. Loss of financial security. Change. Dying. War. Illness. Losing a loved one. Accidents. Rape. Level 2 fears, those requiring action. Going back to school, learning new things. Making decisions. Changing career. Making friends. Ending or beginning a relationship. Going to a doctor. Asserting oneself. Losing weight. Being interviewed. Driving. Public speaking. Making a mistake. Intimacy. Level 2 fears involve ego. These have to do with inner state of mind rather than external situations. They reflect your sense of self and your ability to handle this world. These are rejection. Being conned. Success. Helplessness. Failure. Disapproval. Being vulnerable. Loss of image. Level 3 fear, regarding ability to handle things. If you knew how to handle anything that came your way, then there won't be any fear. All you have to do to diminish your fear is to develop more trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. At the moment, we have very less trust in our own or our loved ones' abilities. We are overprotective. Rather than finding out why you don't have trust, just say, whatever happens to me, given any situation, I can handle it. Chapter 2, Can't You Make It Go Away? Truth 1, the fear will never go away as long as I continue to grow. Truth 2, the only way to get rid of fear of doing something is to go out and do it. Fear diminishes when we confront it. The doing it comes before it goes away. Your heart may pound, knees may shake when you do it the first time. Next time, you will feel much better. Truth 3, the only way to feel better about myself is to go out and do it. Doing it makes things better, not the other way round. Improves self-confidence. Truth 4, not only I am going to experience fear whenever I am on unfamiliar territory, but so is everyone else. A first step in retraining your thinking is to say the fear truths at least 10 times a day for next month. It is reprogramming your subconscious mind until you automatically implement these things. Truth 5, pushing through fear is less frightening than living with the underlying fear that comes from a feeling of helplessness. Nervousness and anxiety are also forms of fear. Chapter 3, From Pain to Power. Fear in itself is not a problem. What the fear does to us is important. For some it is irrelevant, and for some it causes paralysis. The former have power over their perceptions to do what is best for self-growth. Following affirmations help in feeling that power. These are antidotes for inner conflict. Repeat to yourself at least 25 times each morning, noon and night. I am powerful, and I am loved. I am powerful, and I am loving. I am powerful, and I love it. Say these affirmations aloud right now and feel the energy the words convey. Much of the trick in moving away from pain to power is taking action. Action is very powerful. Be continuously aware where you stand in the pain to power chart. This is half the battle won. Each day check where you are on this chart. Before you decide about any course of action, check whether this will move you towards pain or power. Don't ever get angry with yourself for any negative decision/action. Use your mistakes as learning experiences. Getting angry always moves you towards pain. Loving reassurance moves you towards power. Make different charts for different areas of life. To be really powerful, you need to be in charge of all aspects of your life: work, relationships, environment, body, and so on. Remember that your own intuition guides you in this journey. No one else can judge you. It is important to develop a pain to power vocabulary. The way you use words have a tremendous impact on the quality of your life. I can't implies I have no control over your life, whereas I won't puts a situation in the realm of choice. Your subconscious really believes only what it hears, not what is true. For example, I can't come to dinner makes you feel weak. On the contrary, the truth is I can come for dinner, but I am choosing to do something more important. However, you will obviously convey the same more delicately. Then it has truth, integrity, and power. Similarly, I should conveys lack of choice, while I could conveys choice. It's a problem is a heavy and negative. It's an opportunity opens door for growth. Each time you see the gift in life's obstacles, you can handle difficult situations in a rewarding way. Each time you have an opportunity to stretch your capacity to handle the world, the more powerful you become. I hope is another victim's phrase. See the difference in the following statements. I hope I will get a job. I know I will get a job. What a difference. The first sets you up for worry and sleepless nights. The second has peace and calm about it. If only conveys whining. For example, if only I hadn't said that to Tom can be restated. I have learned Tom is sensitive about the issue. Next time, I will be more sensitive. What will I do? Also conveys whining and fear. Instead, I know I will handle it. I have nothing to worry about it. Instead of, I have lost my job. What will I do? Try, I have lost my job. I know I can handle it. It's terrible conveys disaster when it is not in most situations. Replace it with it's a learning experience. One may think that it is justified to say that in case a loved one has cancer. However, it takes away your power to deal with the situation. Expanding your comfort zone brings more power in your life. Each day do something to stretch that zone. Talk to someone you are intimidated to talk to. Ask something you want that you have been too frightened to ask. Take some small risks each day. You may fail many times, but you will have satisfaction of having tried, and your comfort zone goes up each time. Each night before going to bed, plan the risk you are going to take the next day. Close your eyes, and practice doing it. Visualize as clearly as you can. Observe where you hesitate, plan to overcome that. Note, the risks mentioned above do not include physically dangerous acts, or things which might infringe upon rights of others. Whether it feels like or not, you already have more power than you could ever have imagined. It does not come from outside. It is inside you, just waiting to emerge and creating a joyful and satisfying life. We have to become aware and know how to tap it. Chapter 4, Whether you want it or not, it's yours. Taking responsibility is just not about earning enough for survival, or not depending on others for our physical needs. When you expect others to change for making you happy, and complain that they don't, you are not taking responsibility. Actually, you are playing role of a victim and feel powerless. The truth is that you really are in control, in total control. The realization that you can create your own misery or joy is a biggest blessing. Taking responsibility is an elusive concept. You may not be in control of what happens in your life, you are responsible for your reactions to the same. Following are 7 definitions of taking responsibility. 1. Never blame anyone else for anything you are being, doing, having, or feeling. No, not even economy, or others not included in the list. You always have a choice. You may not be able to change person/situation, but you can control your feelings/reactions. 2. Never blame yourself. The results of your previous actions might not have been good, but it is important to understand that you have always done whatever best you could. Given the person you were at that point in time. Now that you better experience, you can view things differently and act differently. There is absolutely no need to be upset with your past, present or future behavior. It is simply a part of learning and evolution. It takes time. You must be patient with yourself. Nothing is your fault. Yes, you are responsible for previous actions. Evolution is a lengthy process of trial and error. 3. Be aware of when and where you are not taking responsibility so that you can eventually change. Nothing is other person's fault. They are also doing their best with their level of understanding. You have choices to deal with them. Your clues for not taking responsibility could be any of the following: anger, impatience, upset, joylessness, blaming, fatigue, pain, attempt to control others. Lack of focus, obsessiveness, self-pity, addictions, envy, judgmentalness, helplessness, disappointment, jealousy. 4. Handling the chatterbox inside. This is the little voice inside that drives you crazy. We don't even know it exists, and is continuously talking to us. It keeps on finding faults with all options you think in a given situation. Even if we know it exists, we don't know how to turn it off. It makes you feel like a victim. 5. Be aware of the payoffs that keep you stuck. Lack of ability to make efforts to come out of our comfort zone makes us continue with or choose an unsatisfactory option. Irrational fear of letting go is another reason. Seeking attention, playing a victim can become a habit/obsession. 6. Figure out what you want in life and act on it. Set goals and work towards them. You can choose what kind of healthy body, job, house, friends, hobbies you want, and work towards them. 7. Be aware of the multitude of choices you have in a given situation. Thinking positive or negative in a given situation from the time you wake up to the bedtime. In any situation, easy or difficult, you have a choice which gives you power or pain. Even when something really bad happens with serious consequences, losing a job, losing a loved one, accident, think of choices which make things better from that point onwards. This way of thinking does not mean you allow yourself to be a doormat for others. You always choose to act appropriately without being bitter or angry. When you begin to work on these aspects, you start feeling better immediately. Following 6 exercises will make you feel noticeably more powerful. 1. List all payoffs you get by staying stuck in some aspect of your life. Be honest. When you are aware of that, you can change. 2. Be aware of all the options you have when confronted with a difficult situation. Write down in a notebook. Close eyes and feel whatever naturally comes to mind. Don't pretend. You will soon feel that you are in control. Same thing applies when you are upset. Choose and take responsibility. 3. Start noticing what you say in conversations. If you find yourself complaining, turn the situation around by stating the facts in a different way. 4. In a notebook, list the choices for turning upsetting situations into positive ones. The best choice is the one which makes you peaceful and powerful instead of angry. There is no need to condone anything bad done by others. Take action, but peacefully. Make this a change your point of view game. Play with a friend if possible. 5. Begin to look at the gifts you have received from so-called bad situations in the past. 6. See if you can go 1 week without criticizing anyone or complaining about anything. This is really tough. You will see that we are so much addicted to doing this that if you don't do that, you don't have much to talk about. Slowly, you can intelligently replace it with positive talk. Chapter 5, Pollyanna Rides Again. Pollyanna attitude means feeling good about life despite obstacles in your way. Many people feel that positive attitude is not realistic. But they can't answer whether negative thinking is realistic. It is reported that more than 90% of what we worry about never happens. So, is it realistic to worry? The important issue is why be miserable when you can be happy? It has been proved time and again that your attitude creates an outcome in conformity with itself. We create our own reality. Setbacks are painful. However, whether you handle it with positive/negative attitude, decides the nature of your future. An experiment: ask someone with healthy arms to come up and stand facing the audience. Ask the person to make a fist and extend arm to the side. Then another person standing in front tries to pull the arm down with all the strength, when the other person resists with full strength. It is not easy. Now, ask the volunteer to put the arm down, close eyes and repeat 10 times with feeling I am a weak and unworthy person. The same experiment is repeated again. Now it is seen that the arm can be brought down easily, without much effort. The whole experiment can be repeated with the same result. Now, the volunteer is asked to close eyes and repeat 10 times with feeling I am a strong and worthy person. Then the other person tries to bring the arm down. Now it appears very difficult to do that, even more difficult than in the first case. This is a stunning demonstration of the power of words on the body. The amazing part is that it does not matter whether you believe it or not. The important thing is that our inner self believes whatever is fed to it. It doesn't judge or find out whether it is true or false. Positive attitude requires a commitment and continuous practice. It is like physical exercise. If you stop it, you become weak again. Intellect and body behave the same way. If your job involves a lot of intellectual activity, and you go on a 2-week vacation, your brain takes time to become sharp again. I am part of a group, the Inside Edge, having very successful persons. They meet every week at 6:15 in the morning and there is an inspirational talk by a member or an outside speaker. They all know positive thinking and practice it. But still no one wants to miss the meeting. Some persons resist the idea of constant practice. But, the effect of a shower, shave, or makeup also doesn't last, and still we happily do that, and do it every day. Positive thinking practice is also refreshing. The action plan will be efficient and more enjoyable with the following. 1. A music player with CD/flash drive. 2. Positive audios on affirmation, relaxation, meditation, motivation, inspirational talks. 3. Positive books that inspire and motivate. These are the best investments in life. 4. Index cards or post-it notes. 5. Positive quotes which suit your mood and need on a given day. Write on index card or post-it and put them all over mirrors, desk, refrigerator, car, diary. You can even make posters. 6. Affirmations. It is a self-talk. It is one of the greatest, cheapest and easiest tools. It is a positive statement that something is already happening. These must be in positive tone only. These must be in present, continuous tense. The whole program throughout the day is about out-talk your negativity. Beginner's Intensive for Positive Thinking. 1. As you begin to awaken, turn on audio system with a selected previous evening as per requirement, affirmation, or meditation, motivational or inspirational audio. Lie with eyes closed and listen to the loving, positive thoughts. It sets great tone for the day. 2. As you get out of bed, pay attention to the positive quotes displayed everywhere. 3. As you dress, play music that makes your heart sing. 4. Also, as you dress, begin to repeat the affirmations chosen for the day. Best place is in front of a mirror. Repeat for at least 10 minutes, and continue throughout the day whenever negativity tries to enter your thinking. Be aware and take action. For a few weeks, stop listening to TV news and reading newspapers. 5. If you exercise daily, pump in more positive thinking through affirmations. 6. While in car, turn on audio for inspirational, motivational messages, not relaxation/meditation ones. 7. In the office, be aware of the positive messages already placed. 8. Pick one special affirmation for the day, and write in your diary. When you refer to the diary, read affirmation at least 10 times. You can also put a special affirmation on your desk where it is constantly visible. 9. Before you go to sleep, put a relaxation audio on. Positive thinking does not mean you deny pain in lives. Feel it and then move on. Chapter 6, When they don't want you to grow. When you begin to change to a positive person, others around you may not be comfortable with your change. It is amazingly empowering to have a support of a strong, motivated, and inspirational group of people. Now, you will become aware of persons who are positive and negative. You can make changes so that you spend most of your time with those who make you feel good. They support you in your growth journey. You must include in this group some persons who are ahead of you in this journey. Their experience is valuable. For doing this, think of people around you admire. Speak to them, or call them, or write mail saying what you admire and that you would like to know them better. Even if you are afraid of rejection, do it. Generally, such people appreciate that. Be prepared to take a few rejections in your stride. In any case, those who reject you are not the right ones for you. Sometimes, the family members dislike the change because they are used to or comfortable with your old patterns. You must still continue with your changes. Most of them will start liking you and help you in the process. Others may adjust or leave you. Either ways, it is good for you. While undergoing this change, one must be aware of the difference in aggressiveness and healthy assertiveness. The less you need someone's approval, the more you are able to love them. Look at people in your life as practice. Chapter 7, How to Make a No-Say Decision. Making decisions is one of the biggest fears that keeps us from moving ahead. We are like a donkey sitting between two bales of hay, unable to decide which one we want and remaining starved. The problem is that we have been taught to be careful. You might make a wrong decision. Hence, we are afraid to decide. One other reason is that our panic over making mistakes. We want to be perfect and forget that we learn only through mistakes. This need to be perfect, and our need to control the outcome of events works together to keep us petrified when we think of a change. Actually, we worry needlessly. There is nothing to lose, only something to gain, whatever the choices you make or actions you take in life. All you have to do to change the world is to change the way you think about it. With this new thinking, making a wrong decision is an impossibility. In a no-win model of thinking, at every choice point, you feel all options could be right or wrong. In a no-say model of thinking, both options are right with different opportunities despite the outcome. You choose any one. Look at the positives of each option, and say that if things don't work out as expected, you can still handle it. Either ways, you have gained experience, made new contacts. A critical factor in your accepting the no-lose model is the way you think about outcomes and opportunities. Traditionally, opportunities in life are thought as relating to money, status, and the visible signs of success. The knowledge that you can handle anything that comes your way is the key to allowing yourself to take healthy, life-affirming risks. Security is not in having things, it is in handling things. Thus, when you can answer all your what-ifs with "I can handle it," you can approach all things with an "all say guarantee," and the fear disappears. With this awareness, you look at alternatives which align with your wishes, and give a greater peace of mind. Take following steps when you face a major decision and after you have made one. Before making a decision. 1. Focus immediately on an all say model. Affirm that I can't lose regardless of the outcome of the decision I make. The world is a place of opportunity, and I look forward to the opportunities for learning and growing that either pathway gives me. Push out thoughts of what you can lose and allow only thoughts of what you can gain. 2. Do your homework. Learn about alternatives. Ask as many right people as possible, including professionals. A few may not help, but many do help happily. You are not a failure if you don't make it, you are a success because you try. 3. Establish your priorities. This requires some soul searching. Give yourself time to really think about what you want in life. This is the most difficult thing to discover for most of us, since we have been trained at an early age to do what other people want us to do. We are out of touch with those things that really bring us satisfaction. To make it easier, ask yourself which pathway is more in line with your overall goals in life at the present time. It is important to remember that goals constantly change as you go through life, and you have to keep reassessing them. 4. Trust your impulses. Your body gives some good clues about which way to go. Even after all the inputs, if your impulse tells you to go the other way, don't be afraid to trust it. Very often your subconscious mind sends knowing messages as to which choice is better at a particular time. As you start paying attention to your impulses, you will be surprised at the good advice you are giving yourself. However, it is important to remember that there is no such thing as a wrong decision. 5. Lighten up. Don't take yourself and your decisions very seriously. Don't get worked up. With some decisions you may lose money, lose friends/lover, no problem, you will learn to handle them. You are a lifetime student at a large university. Your curriculum is relationships with the world. Each experience is a valuable lesson to be learned. With each path you have different sets of lessons. With any choice, learn about yourself and the world. After making a decision. 1. Throw away your picture of expectations from a decision. Since you can't control the future, the picture can create unhappiness due to disappointment if the expectations are not fulfilled. Enjoy the experiences along the way. 2. Accept total responsibility for your decisions. Even if things don't work out as expected, don't blame others and get angry with the world and yourself. Learn lessons. 3. Don't protect, correct. Commit yourself to a decision and give your best. But if it doesn't work out, change it. Don't just hang in desperately because of the time, money, and energy invested. It is not flitting from place to place due to non-commitment. You may face lots of criticism when you decide to change. Explain that it appeared to be right earlier, but not now. Nothing is wasted. You have gained experience. Your quality of life is more important. Like an inertial guidance control system checks the current position against the target as the object moves on. When an error is detected, it corrects it. But, then there is an overcorrection, and there is an error on the other side. It reduces that as well, trying to stay closer to the course. It is a zigzag path, with reducing errors, and finally you reach the correct destination. That means we are in error most of the time in this journey. However, the ability to observe and correct is the most important one. There are important inner clues which give a signal as to when to correct. The two most important ones are confusion and dissatisfaction. Ironically, these are considered negatives instead of positives. It may be hard to accept, but an upset in your life is beneficial, in that it tells you that you are off course. Physical pain is also beneficial, although very uncomfortable. It is a very intelligent warning system to take medical action. Mental pain does similar thing for our life. It tells you to correct your thinking or action or both. The way to do this is to reach out for help through exploration books, workshops, friends, support groups, etc. When the student in you is ready, the teacher will appear. If you have not made mistakes lately, you must be doing something wrong. Participate in this world. Mistakes are an integral part of life. No one is perfect. A very good baseball player hits only 4 out of 10 correct shots. We are just beginners. You are not going to succeed in everything you attempt in life. Guaranteed. In fact, the more you do, the more you make mistakes. However, with the above-mentioned principles, the journey would be very enjoyable. The concepts, however, are not easy to implement unless you practice the following exercises. It will take time. But just begin, and keep practicing. Exercises. 1. Using the Knowledge model. Consider some decisions you are facing. Write down all the positive things that can happen by using either pathway. 2. Learn the concept "it doesn't really matter" by starting with little decisions you face every day. Which dress to wear? What to eat? Which movie to see? Each one is a different experience. Put this sign in office and home. 3. So what? I will handle it. If things don't turn out the way you want, so what? This reminder lightens you up about life. 4. Look for clues in your life that suggest you are off course, and begin making your game plan for correction. Chapter 8, How Whole is Your Whole Life? Men and women who have made their entire adult years emotionally tied to their work, often fall apart when they are forced to retire. Some even die after retirement. Women who make children the totality of their life feel vacuum when children leave home or become independent. These people lost things to which they were emotionally tied. Can something be done to help loosen the grip of intense neediness, that can make us feel whole despite the great loss in life? Although relief is possible, it requires a great deal of awareness, patience, and perseverance to break strong emotion-backed patterns. In the whole life matrix, we have following 9 elements for a balanced life. Contribution, hobby, leisure, family, alone time, personal growth, work, relationships, friends. With so many components of life, even if we lose one, there are so many others to fill the void. We need to have balance of all components. Depending on the allocation you decide to each element, give your 100% to whatever element you are currently devoting time to. Even if your job is temporary, or not satisfactory, devote 100% while you are there. In every element of activity, act as if you really count. Enliven workplace atmosphere, create goal list for the next day. Review at the end of the day. You feel great satisfaction and happiness that way. It eliminates boredom. It increases self-esteem. Improves good reference when you leave the job. The contribution element is one which allows you to make your own special difference in the world. It brings maximum improvement in self-esteem and satisfaction. You realize that you are not helpless. You don't have to do great things like great leaders. Just look around, see what needs to be done, and do it. It could be for the family, friends, community, country, world. 1. Simply recognize that you might be caught in a vicious cycle if you depend only on one element. 2. Create your own whole life grid. 3. Pick one box to work on. Close your eyes and visualize how would you like that part of your life to be. How would you interact with people? Remember 2 key ingredients, 100% commitment and acting as if you count. This is Magic Duo because it creates magic in your life. 4. When you get a clearer picture, take a blank piece of paper and begin writing down details. 5. List many things to be done to make your visualization into a reality. Action is the key to your success. Let's see how this might actually work. If you have picked up the area personal growth, you might see yourself taking classes, workshops, reading books, and attending lectures. Active participation is a must. When you attend a workshop, interact with other students, do homework, whether it is credit course or not, happily anticipating the next class, and being happy that you have chosen it. It is important to remember that old habits die hard. So your mind will definitely want to pull you out of your commitment, and go back to old ways. It will take your constant vigilance to control the wandering. The more you persist with the positive, your self-esteem improves and gradually, the old habits weaken. Regarding area of friends, you may like to invite them for dinner, creating a terrific evening out, writing them letters of appreciation, or simply calling them and telling them that you were thinking of them. When you are actually with them, be there 100%, giving them attention. In the area of leisure, since we are achievement-oriented, we get anxious when we are taking time to relax and enjoy ourselves, particularly when we are alone. Again, remember the Magic Duo, committing 100% to relaxation. Act as if your well-being counts on it. Create a concept of holy hour like a holiday. Allow yourself at least an hour each day to relax totally. It could mean reading magazines, walking on the beach, or shopping in a mall. This keeps you refreshed in work. Very often, you get your best ideas during leisure time, when mind is not cluttered. 6. Do steps 3, 4, 5 for every area of your grid. You will be amazed at what beautiful life begins to emerge, so rich, full, loving, and giving. 7. Each day, create for yourself specific goals that reflect all the boxes in your grid. With this, life will become balanced. You may not be able to cover each area of your grid every day. Naturally, every day one area takes precedence. For example, on vacation, Forget all other areas of the grid. If you always do what you have always done, you will always get what you have always got. If you find it difficult to motivate yourself, don't put yourself down. Find a self-help group, or a growth buddy to act as a catalyst. You can discuss goals, action plan, etc. Take your commitment to your buddy seriously. Continue to create such richness for yourself that nothing can ever take away your basic sense of completeness. Chapter 9, Just nod your head, say yes. One of the most valuable lessons in learning to diminish your fear is to say yes to your universe irrespective of what happens in your life. Don't complain when universal plan differs from our plan. Saying yes, dropping resistance and letting in the possibilities that universe offers in new ways of seeing the world. Relax bodily, and calmly survey situation, thereby reducing upset and anxiety. Apart from emotional benefits, the physical benefits are enormous. It is an antidote for dealing with day-to-day disappointments, rejections and missed opportunities, the flu, failure, traffic jam, a flat tire and so on. A crippled person decided to help others in struggle of any type. His life had a purpose. Before accident, he had no clue about meaning of life. Saying yes does not mean that you don't feel the pain, you do. However, you don't treat yourself as a victim. You can handle the pain and situation. You don't feel hopeless. Acknowledgement of pain is very important, denial is deadly. Viktor Frankl's book Man's Search for Meaning describes his struggle in a concentration camp during World War II. Saying yes means getting up and acting on your belief that you can create meaning and purpose in whatever life hands you. It means channelizing resources to find constructive, healthy ways to deal with adverse situations. It means acting out of strength, not weakness. It means flexibility necessary to survey many options and choose ones that enhance growth. It appears difficult when a child is gravely ill, when you become physically disabled, when you lose your job, or when your spouse dies. Remember, the world is filled with people who have been handled the worst life has to offer, and they have come out winners. We are winners when we say yes, and it is worth every effort to learn how. The following steps will help. 1. Create awareness that you are saying no. Put signs everywhere home/office, say yes to universe. If life gives you lemons, make lemonade. 2. Once you are conscious, say yes, nodding head. Doing it physically helps you feel positive. 3. Using the same principles, relax your body from head to toe. 4. Look for ways to create value from any experience. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use it to positive advantage? Simply having this intent to create something positive automatically ensures that something positive will happen. 5. Be patient with yourself. Requires diligence. It is easy to feel frustrated when gloom and doom overtake you. It is important to start practicing this on trivial events in life. If you start fuming and fretting in a traffic jam, become aware by looking at the dashboard sign, relax body, and listen to some music or audios for which you could not find time. If you are waiting for someone and that person is late, see this as opportunity for people watch or reflect on the day's activity. With this attitude, relationships with the world improve dramatically. Once you master this concept in trivial situations, you will be prepared to handle more serious issues that confront you. You will notice reduced fear, trust that you can handle it. Chapter 10, Choosing Love and Trust. Do you consider yourself a giving person? Most of us would say yes, but do we give anything without expectations? If all your giving is about getting, think how fearful you will become. Because, you will always worry, am I getting back enough? This kind of thinking creates need to control others. It destroys peace of mind, and creates anger and resentment. Genuine giving is not only altruistic, it also makes us feel better. Only a mature person can give. Moreover, it is an acquired skill. As babies, we represent the total takers for survival. As we grow up, our dependence reduces gradually. When we start earning, we may feel financially independent. However, our needs of love, praise, attention still remain. People who fear can't genuinely give. They have a deep sense of scarcity. The fear in one area of our life generalizes to all other areas. When we give from a place of love, rather than from a place of expectation, more usually comes back to us than we could have ever imagined. We always seem to want more love, money, more praise. In order to get rid of fear, we have to do the opposite, give away. It is easy to give when you feel abundantly endowed, but you feel that way when you give, not before. Learning to give is a lifelong process, and you have to start working on it from today. The rewards are monumental. Give away thanks. Think of persons in your life, at the moment, and significant ones in the past. Put names on a paper. Then list what each one has contributed to you in their own special way. Even if they have brought you pain and you dislike them immensely, list their contribution to your life. Apologize if you have hurt someone in the past. After listing, systematically go about thanking them. Surprise people with a call or letter. You will be amazed at the pleasure you will get and give from doing this. For people for whom you have feeling of resentment, anger, try following exercise. Find an empty room and turn off the telephone. Put on some soothing music. Sit down in a comfortable chair and close your eyes. Visualize someone who brings up a lot of anger or pain in you. Picture them in front of you. First, surround them with rays of healing white light and tell them that you wish them all good things, everything they could possibly want in their lifetime. Thank them for whatever they have given you. Keep doing this until you feel your negative emotions leaving. Surely, this is not very easy. However, it is very important for your own good. A very good book regarding this is Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life. Remember, you count and your thanks count. Don't let an opportunity go by to thank someone who has given you something, anything at all. If this seems difficult for you right now, start with casual situations. Thank and appreciate for anything. It is like using a muscle. As we flex it, it gets stronger. It just takes exercise. Give away information. Many things we learn in life come to us with great difficulty. We have a tendency to want to see others struggle as much as we did. Turn this thing around and begin giving others as much help as you can possibly give them. Professionally, this can be very difficult. You may feel threatened by competition. However, the persons whom you help may become your good friends and become part of your support system. This also needs to be done without expectations of return. Give away praise. Surprisingly, We find the people closest to us, parents, siblings, children, spouse/mate, friends, most difficult to praise. We tend to take their help for granted. A lot of difficulty comes from anger and resentment. Yet, in some strange way, when we praise people in our lives, we release negativity and open door for their loving us. We seem to focus on the negatives in relationships, hence, very few relationships work well. You have to do the opposite to surround yourself with giving, loving, and nurturing people. You must become what you want to attract. Be the kind of person you would want to surround yourself with. You must become what you want to attract. Be the kind of person you would want to surround yourself with. Give away time, it seems never enough. It is also one of our most precious gifts. How do you give time? You listen to a friend's problem, you write a note of thanks. You become a volunteer. Read a book to a child. Help the sick. Your contributions do count. Give away money. Whatever money we have, we seem to want more. We always feel insecure. Surprisingly, the antidote to this fear is to give some money. However, do it without expectations. It brings more money in. But most important is the peace of mind that it brings. Be part of the creative flow. Have balance in what you give. Give away love. All the giveaways described earlier are about giving love. However, accepting others as they are is also love. When we trust someone, that is also love. To love is to be able to give. And now is the time to begin. Whether you presently believe it or not, your life is already abundant. You simply haven't noticed. One way to increase your awareness is through a book of abundance. Buy a beautiful notebook. Start filling it with as many positive things in your life, past and present. List at least 150 things. Just keep on focusing on all the blessings in your life. First, you may remember just a few. But, once you develop this habit, and do it joyfully, you will find many more. Each day make entries in your book. Let this not be a traditional diary in which you list everything, good and bad. Note every positive thing, large and small, that happens: a compliment, a cheerful hello, a beautiful sky, chance to contribute, a new suit, nourishing food. Look at blessings, and you will notice them all over the place. They will envelope you. Focus on the donut, not the hole. Your life is abundant, and you count. In addition to this, keep reading positive books, listening to motivational and inspirational audios, and repeating your affirmations. Say to yourself, I release my fear of lack and accept the abundance and prosperity of the universe. Whenever you feel lack in any field, affirm this and you will feel peace. When you are aware of the fact you have, you can give. When you are a giver, you have nothing to fear. You are powerful, and you are loving. The trick in life is not figuring out what you can get, but what you can give. There is so much power in this kind of thinking that it staggers the imagination. Chapter 11, Filling the Inner Void. All the tools described earlier connect us to a place within, which when tapped, allows us to feel fulfilled. This is called higher self. The feeling of loneliness during outward, materialistic pursuits is an indication that we are off course. When we detect this, use the tools to get back home. If we don't do that, we will experience perpetual discontent, power, and even a sense of high, can be generated by evil as well. The difference is the peaceful feeling in the former and the absence of that in the latter. We have to train our conscious mind to listen to the higher self source of plus V thoughts and energy, instead of the chatterbox source of negative thoughts and energy. The subconscious mind has a two-way interaction with the conscious mind. It listens to the latter and carries out instructions. It also has connections to the universal flow of energy, and also the internal body, emotions and intellect. The conscious mid is not even aware that it being run by the chatterbox. It has to be reminded through affirmations, positive thinking, reading, listening. Chatterbox has always been there, and will always be there. We have to be continuously on the guard. Neither is right or wrong. Each simply gives a different experience. The universal energy simply helps us in carrying out our orders plus V/V. Start paying attention to the intuition through which the subconscious mind sends messages to solve your problems. Follow those tips and then stop worrying. The best time to do so is before you go to sleep. When you turn over your problems to the higher self, you sleep better. When you are upset or rattled by the anxiety about a job interview, your chatterbox tries to tell you that your life will fall apart if you don't get this job. Challenge it by positive self-talk as follows. This job is not my life. If I do not get it, it is because it is not for my highest good. If I am meant to have it, it will be mine. I can relax now and turn it over to my subconscious mind and the universal energy out there. All the answers I need are within me. It is all happening perfectly. There is nothing to fear. While you are telling your mind the above truth, work on relaxing your body. Doing these things long enough, you will feel a warm calm over your body and mind, and you will feel safe. Each plus V statement pulls you like a magnet to the source. It may take a while in the beginning to pull you back to the source. So find yourself a quiet place and sit there as long as it takes to make you feel better. Calming background audio helps you to align faster. Not only does it set the mood and block out extraneous noise, but it also eventually conditions you to relax and feel your power the minute you turn it on. I am convinced that if we do not consciously and consistently focus on the spiritual part of ourselves, we will never experience the kind of joy, satisfaction, safety, and connectedness we all are seeking. It takes practice. It also requires constant vigil in this journey. Whole life grid with spirituality. When you are centered into your higher self, it positively influences everything from family, work, relationships, friends, personal growth, leisure, hobby, and contributions. These elements have already been explained. Shortened version of a guided visualization. Those who have difficulty in visualization may just use the other techniques like affirmations and so on. Sit in a comfortable chair, with back straight, feet on the ground, hands comfortably on your lap. Just listen to the instructions. Close your eyes and keep them closed through the session. Take a deep breath. Inhale the loving universal energy and exhale the loving energy into the universe, and once more repeat it a few times. See how good it feels to begin to totally relax. Begin at the top of the head and work your way down to your feet. Relax. Let go of the muscles, between your eyes, in your cheeks, mouth, neck, shoulders, back, arms, hands, chest, stomach, buttocks, legs, feet. Just totally let go, checking out any part of the body that may still be holding tension, and release it. Now I want you to think of a specific goal that you have in life and you know that fear is keeping you from moving forward toward that goal. Now imagine yourself approaching that goal as if you had no fear, with a sense of power and confidence in yourself, confidence that it will be all right. What would you be doing if you had no fear? See yourself, what would you be doing next if you had no fear? Look at people around you. How are you relating to them with no fear? How are they relating to you? Just enjoy this sense of power and notice your ability to love and contribute. And know that this feeling is always within you, always a part of you, and it is within your capability to move forward in life with that power and with that confidence. See yourself actualizing your goal with your power, confidence, love, and contribution. And slowly start to bring yourself back to this room, knowing that this power is always available to you. As soon as you begin to act, the power will come forward. Feel yourself in the chair, be present in this room, listen to the sounds around you, and when you are ready, open your eyes, no need to rush. Stretch and just feel the deliciousness of your power. For the ideas in this book to work effectively requires your trust. Hugh Prather, why choose to be right instead of being happy when there is no way to be right? Chapter 12, There is Plenty of Time. The biggest pitfall in this journey is impatience. Through that you punish yourself with stress, dissatisfaction, and fear. The more you try to grab, it eludes us. There are no quick tools. It is a lifelong journey. When we feel that nothing visible is happening for a long time, changes are really taking place within us. We notice them after a long time. Patience means knowing that it will happen and giving it time to happen. Trust that it is happening perfectly. There are only two kinds of experiences in life, those that stem from the higher self and those that have something to teach us. We recognize the first as pure joy and the latter as struggle. But they are both perfect. Each time we confront some intense difficulty, we know there is something we haven't learned yet, and the universe is giving us an opportunity to learn. Don't feel like a victim. Say yes to the experience. Whatever is happening is perfect. It is a journey of self-discovery, and discovery of the universe. The challenge is to stay on this path of higher self. It is a far more enjoyable journey than anything else. Your feelings of joy, satisfaction, creativity, love, caring will convince you that you are on the right path. It is okay to try and find that this was not the right path. Change things in your mind first before changing things outside. The journey is like climbing a mountain. It is not a steady climb. Sometimes you feel you are going down, but it is still part of the journey. Be humble. Lena Horne, I have come a long way maybe. Unless you use the muscle that lifts you to higher self, it will weaken just as your body weakens when it is not used. If you need additional help, then seek it. Take action. Say yes to life. Thank you for listening to our audiobook abstract of Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. We hope that this book has empowered you to take action in the face of fear and overcome the obstacles that hold you back. Remember, fear is natural, but it doesn't have to control you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, The Mindset Shift, for more audiobook abstracts and content that will help you shift your mindset and improve your life. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in our next video.